A baby who was an organ donor saves 3 lives. Competition for newly elected Celeste Malloy and this year's VEX robotics competition.
You're watching St. George News at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Christy Langenheim. Grady Shakespeare passed away 3 years ago when he was just 9 months old, and he has since then saved 3 other lives thanks to his organ donor status. Here's Jeff Richards on how the Cedar City Driver's License Office honors Grady today.
When baby Grady Shakespeare died 3 years ago, his donated organs helped save 3 lives. A new plaque in the Cedar City Driver License Office now honors his legacy.
When they come in here to sign up or renew their driver's license, to select yes as an organ donor, and to really think about what that means. Not just putting a check on the piece of paper, but really deeply the impact that has. Speaking of heroes like Grady, he definitely made an impact. And like Grady, together we can make a difference by selecting yes to organ, eye, and tissue donation.
It means a lot to us to have our little boy in here on this plaque, and making the decision to donate Grady's organs has been more help to us for healing and dealing with the grief than probably anything. Every time we donate, cut a check to somebody, it puts a little bit of piece back into that hole that we're missing in our heart.
It's been a long 3 years, but it's been a good 3 years. And we've made a lot of friendships that we couldn't have made without having this experience. We love Grady, and we are so honored to be his parents and be able to help choose organ donation for him. And we appreciate all of the new friendships we have made through our recipient friends, and we love them dearly.
As the war between Israel and Hamas wages on, St. George reporter Maury Kessler spoke with Southern Utah's rabbis to talk about the significance of Hanukkah during these times.
As the Israel-Hamas war continues half a world away, local rabbis spoke to St. George News about the significance of Hanukkah in the face of the ongoing conflict. Rabbi Mendy Cohen of the Shabbat Jewish Center of Southern Utah said celebrating Hanukkah is a way that Jews and non-Jews can come together and support each other. He said this is a way to help banish the fear and darkness that would otherwise have Jews hide themselves away from the public eye in order to protect themselves and their families from mounting anti-Semitic incidents that have been reported across the country since the war began. Rabbi Helene Einbender of the Beit Havarim Jewish community of Greater Zion said hiding yourself away is not freedom, and that Hanukkah commemorates a war for religious freedom that the ancient Hebrews fought and won against those who wanted to crush their faith. While some communities in different parts of the country have seen local Hanukkah activities canceled for various reasons this year, the Shabbat Center is hosting public menorah lightings in St. George and Cedar City this coming Sunday and Monday that all are invited to attend.
St. George Army veteran Colby Jenkins is looking to run against the newly elected Celeste Malloy for a congressional seat. Here's Maury Kessler with more on the story.
It's an absolute honor and privilege to be here right now. It's very humbling.
Fresh off her election win and being sworn into office this week, Congresswoman Celeste Malloy already faces a challenger ahead of the 2024 election for the Republican nomination. St. George resident Colby Jenkins, a 20-plus-year Army veteran and current Director of Tech Integration for a national tech infrastructure company, recently launched an exploratory committee to look into running for Congress while also filing with the Federal Elections Commission to run for office. A fellow Republican, Jenkins is among the first in a field of challenging candidates likely to grow as the 2024 election season draws near.
Thanks, Maury. The 2023-24 VEX robotics competition took place at Vista this past week, where young engineers competed head-to-head. Here's Bridger Palmer with more on the event.
Vista School in Ivins was host to the 2023-24 VEX robotics game called Over Under. Students from Utah and Nevada brought their bots to compete. Students spent anywhere from 100 to 1,200 hours on each of these bots. Not only was the crowd filled with parents eagerly watching, the whole event was also streamed live on YouTube. This event was supported by the Robotics Education and Competition Foundation, and it's a stepping stone for the participating teams, where the winner goes to the state championship.
Thanks, Bridger. The Bureau of Land Management is banding together with volunteers to help restore Washington County's native wildlife. Here's Alicia Lundgren with a story.
My name's John Kellum. I'm the wildlife biologist for the Beaver Dam Wash National Conservation Area, which we're in right now, and also the Red Cliffs National Conservation Area in southwestern Utah. And what we're doing is we're planting native plants that were grown by the Song Dog Native Plant Nursery at Lake Mead by the National Park Service. We provide funds, we have an agreement, and they go out and collect native seeds and they propagate the plants. And then in fire-affected desert tortoise habitat, we go out across the landscape and we go in areas that have characteristics such as drainages and slope and really good soil, and we plant plants out here.
Volunteers from the American Conservation Corps, the Nature Conservancy, and Conserve Southwest Utah gathered at the Woodbury Desert Study Area in the conservation area to dig holes to place the native plants in, after which they surrounded the young vegetation with fencing to prevent grazing until they are established and more likely to survive.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. I'm Christy Langenheim with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5.